Can you imagine what your life would look like if you did everything that you know you're supposed to do, and if you never did anything that was bad for you? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if you stayed on track with the positive habits and kicked out all the negative loops, what would your life look like? You'd have everything you ever wanted, right? I mean, you could pretty much achieve anything, and you can. So what is it that stops us? It's not the lack of information or the knowledge, because pretty much all of it is out there for free. Rather, it's the implementation, the execution, the follow-through where we trip up. And working with hundreds and hundreds of coaching clients over the years has taught me that it's almost never the actual information or the factual steps. It's always our emotions that trip us up, our thoughts, our limiting beliefs. That's where all the problems come up. You see, I could give you a plan that will take you to the exact outcome that you want, and you probably still wouldn't follow it unless we dialed in your inner world. And that's why I view inner work as one of the most important things that you can focus on, spend time on, invest into. So what I want you to do is take a look at your inner world and ask yourself this question: why am I not doing what I'm supposed to do? I know what I'm supposed to do. I have some steps, I have some ideas, I have some thoughts about what would be right for me. Maybe I've even started some habits, but I fell off, or maybe I'm not as consistent as I'd like to be. Why is that happening? Why do I revert back to my old self and my old patterns? Why do I spend time around people that maybe don't support me in achieving what I want? It's interesting, isn't it? Because wouldn't it be amazing if you just did all those things and you followed through? Like I said earlier, put that image in your mind. What would the result look like? What would your life look like? And now, as you start to ask yourself, you start to realize why you're not there yet. There's something going on in here. Maybe you have a belief that says, I'm not worthy of it. Maybe you have a traumatic experience in your past that causes you to fear success. Maybe you just don't think you're good enough, or maybe someone told you you're not good enough and you bought into that subconsciously. And you tell yourself, I'm doing the right thing, I'm pushing myself, why am I not getting there? Chances are, if we look a little closer, you're probably not doing everything you're supposed to. You're probably slacking somewhere. There's probably something that you can improve on, or that you know deep in your heart that you really aren't doing to the best of your ability. An example from my life. When I started building my business, I was making videos every single day for the whole first year. The first 6 months, man, I was showing up, I was doing the task, I was recording so I could tick it off my list, but I hated it. I was miserable. I wasn't showing up as my best self. I was barely showing up as anybody at all. I was an empty shell. I was just talking for the sake of talking. Now the next 6 months, I broke through and built my business to 6 figures already. What changed? Well, the way I showed up, the way that I took care of myself, the inner work that I did reflected outwards. And all of a sudden, I was more captivating, more people wanted to listen to me, more clients wanted to work with me. I started getting engagements to speak, etc., etc. So I want you to understand that it's the internal shift that causes a shift in your external reality. And maybe you already know that, but have you fully let it sink in? Have you really allowed it to become the way that you move your life forward? You see, most of us are still looking at the external and saying, okay, if I only do 10 more sales calls, then I'll get there. Or if I practice for 1 more hour, I'll get there. But there's a bunch of people doing that and still not reaching success. So what is going on? Again, it comes back to what's going on in here. You see, if I'm on a sales call with a potential client, or if you're on a sales call with a potential client, or if you're practicing a sport, or if you're playing in a match, or whatever you're doing, anything that you're undertaking, any action that you're in, it's not just about doing the thing and getting the practice. It's also the state of mind that you're in during. So what state of mind are you in? What state of mind are you in right now? That's a good question to ask yourself as you're watching this. You see, you could be watching this in resistance, saying, no, that's not true. It's all about the steps. I'm gonna do the work. Why am I not getting there? This doesn't make any sense. Or you could be opening your mind, expanding, relaxing into it, taking it in, giving it a chance, trying it out for yourself. And depending on which state you're in, it will determine the impact that this piece of content has on you. Do you understand what I'm putting across here? Because it's so subtle, and most people never really explore this area. They look at everything on the surface. They look at their lives as a sort of compilation of everything that they did and all the actions that they took. And although that's important, and of course I encourage you to have great habits and do the right thing every day and push yourself to be the best version of you, great. It's not so easy when the internal world isn't sorted. So question yourself, look at it, process it, come to terms with it, and then ask yourself, am I holding myself back in any way? Chances are, if you're doing the right thing and still not getting results that you want, you probably are. Let's put an end to it. Let's put a stop to it. Let's finally kill off that part of you that's strangling your success, that's holding you back, that's not allowing you to fully move forward and achieve what you want. Hopefully that helps you. Hopefully you let that land. Hopefully you take it in and implement it. And hey, if you want help implementing it, if you want me to personally mentor you, guide you, coach you through that process to take your life to the next level, go to erafael.com. There, you'll be able to schedule a free one-on-one call with me personally. We'll sit down, we'll look through what's going on in your life now, where you want to go, and how I can help you get there. Again, erafael.com for that free consultation. And if you enjoyed this, drop a like. I'll catch you on the next one.